Well, welcome to Alta Allela. I'm going to explain a little bit the story of our family. We've been here since 1991. You can come this way if you want, and you will see all the views because we are not 30, we're just 5. And what are you watching now is the paraje calificado Vallcirera. I'm sure you have heard about all the paraje things, so I don't have to enter in details. But this is the first vineyard that we planted in 1991 when we bought this estate. You have to imagine this, that it was totally abandoned. There were just some trees, no vineyards at all, and it was just at the beginning of the 90s, so it was quite destroyed, everything. The only thing that we had was the house that was totally destroyed too. And yeah, at the beginning we bought 6 hectares, and right now we have 33 hectares in Alella, in the appellation Alella, and that it's also appellation Cava, because you know that Cava can be made in many different regions of Spain. So we produce wines under the appellation Dio Alella, that is the smallest appellation in Spain and as old as Jerez. But it has just 200 hectares. Imagine how small it is. And then we are doing the cavas under the appellation Cava, of course. In this paraje calificado, that is something that we are really happy of having right now because it's the latest. On the right side, Chardonnay, and on the left side, Pansa Blanca. Pansa Blanca is the name that we use in Alella for Xarel·lo. Pansa Blanca. It means Pansa is raisin and Blanca is white in Catalan. But it doesn't make sense, the name, because the Xarel·lo it's not a raisin, it's actually a nice and round grape, but it's the name that it's called. And maybe because in the past they used to produce sweet wines here, so they had late harvest, and maybe it was because they had almost raisins. I don't know where it comes from, the name. And where we are on a vale, as you can see, we will take the car and have a look all over the vineyards because it's really beautiful, and if the weather let us and it's not foggy up there, we will see all the skyline of Barcelona, and you will see how close we are from Barcelona. This is our winery. That's great. Yeah. So now we have to up this way. Okay, be careful with the windows. You don't want to fire the red
So, since you first bought the plot in the early 90s, have you bought any extra vineyards?
Yeah.
Or is it just this?
That one?
Uh-huh.
No, yeah, we bought 6 hectares at the beginning with no plants on it.
Oh, wow.
6. And now we have 33.
Right, okay.
And every year we buy one. It's very slowly because we don't come from a family that owns land.
Yeah.
So it's difficult, and more in this region.
Yeah.
This is an old vineyard. All of this is ours.
Yeah.
That one has 64 years old. Yeah. And it's co-planted. It's Pansa Blanca, a clone of Pansa Blanca. It's red, like Xarel·lo red Xarel·lo, and Garnacha.
For kids, it looks like.
Was that a tradition in this area? Were most vineyards co-planted years and years and years ago?
I think
Because I know in a lot of regions they are, just as a kind of guarantee.
it was, but everywhere I think.
Yeah.
It was really common to have. I think that they did it because they didn't know really what they were.
Yeah.
How everything is more organized, more traceability. But maybe it's like, oh, my neighbor has given me land and let's see how we can get it.
Yeah.
But at the end it's better. It's always better to not have monocultures in agriculture. As more biodiversity you have in a crop, it's better.
Yeah.
Like the monocultives are the main problem of our era.
Yeah.
That's why we try in organic agriculture. It's important to have small states surrounded by natural vegetation. So trying to have a closed cycle of energy.
Yeah.
And with big monocultives, it's difficult. So that's why we have many different kinds of varieties.
Yeah.
But at the end, I'm gonna explain you now the project that we are working on, because when we started in 1990, everyone can hear me?
Yep.
Okay. When we started in 1991, we started planting organic. So we've been organic
Right
for
from the start.
almost 30 years, just from the beginning. Now everyone is turning organic, but we were one of the pioneers. And 12 years ago, we started producing Cava without sulfites. So now we have an entire range of wines and Cavas without sulfites, drinkable, okay, and we call them organic and natural wines and Cavas, and they are all under a name of a bird of the national park. All these.
That's great.
And we have a small winery just outside the winery. I will show you later. And that is made with containers. And that is called Serralada, it's the winery of the birds. And it's there where we produce the wines and Cavas without sulfite.
So what made you do that back then?
Well, we wanted to go further in organic agriculture and in organic elaboration.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's quite easy to produce organic here. Quite easy. I mean, I don't even know how it's not working in organic. Everywhere I've worked even in the US and in Europe in organic. So what we are going to do and what we are doing is we are crossing other vitis with our vitis vinifera of Xarel·lo, Macabeu and Parellada, and we are trying to have seeds, well, the babies of these plants that have acquired the genes of resistance against the mildew and the oidium. Okay, we did this 5 years ago. We did it with pollen of resistance.
So you're doing it yourself here?
Yeah, here.
That's great.
We have the pictures. we had this pollen from European. There are a lot of grapes that are already resistant, and we took the pollen with sticks and we pollinized the ovaries of our plants. Then we obtained the seeds. The seeds were planted in greenhouses with high humidity, high temperature, extreme conditions, like to find the strongest ones. And then with the strongest ones, we plant them on the field. This was a thing that was leadered by Valentin Bladner. He's the father of this in Europe. He's from Switzerland and he has been working a lot on this. And in this field, this one downstairs, we have, all the plants are different, so each one is different. We have like 40 of Parellada, 40 of Panza Blanca and 40 of Macabeu, but each one is different. Each one is the son or daughter of Macabeo with a different resistant grape variety. Okay, we obtained more than 10,000 seeds. We have some planted here. There are some planted in other 2 wineries in Catalonia. And this is a project that will last in total about 20 years, because now we are going to start with microvinifications, because what we don't want is to lose the organoleptic characters of our own grapes, because if not, the consumers would never understand this. Imagine, I've been talking like for 10 minutes trying to explain, so it's really difficult to explain this, because when you are starting to talk about genes and people think that this is something transgenic, and it's nothing like this.
No,
it's
well, that's it. Vitis vinifera has been crossing itself for hundreds of years.
Exactly. But we are not crossing with vinifera.
You're crossing
with other viniferas.
Okay, with other vinifera.
With other vitis. Sorry.
Vitis,
Yes. No, and then we will have to talk to the European community to accept the varieties, and then to the appellations. So it's gonna be easy. Not gonna be easy, but there are lots of varieties that are like, like Johanniter, Solaris, Vidal. All these grapes are already hybrids that are resistant. So this is our. This is our thing right now.
Really exciting.
Wow,
It's very ambitious.
Yeah.
So
So we always want to go farther in organic farming.
So specifically, what do you do kind of talk about the crossings? It's not sort of drought resistance or anything like that, because I know a lot of
Mildew and
mildew would in
Mildew and what? But in other countries, for example, they have worked a lot, for example in Europe, in the North of Europe, more for the frost problems, like frost and things like that. So at the end it's good to find a plant that is adapted
to your
100%,
site.
no? And then you don't need to treat them. And you don't need to be worried if the ripening is gonna be. You can also work on the ripening season a little bit, move it 2 weeks before or later, so then you have better quality and less risk of things. I think it's quite important.
Really? It's a really good use of science.
It's science, of
Do you know what I
course.
mean? It's not just putting loads of chemicals on the vines. It's
Exactly.
showing how we make the vine.
But
thrive,
it's
and
difficult to explain this, because then are all the freakies that are always talking about. I mean, I'm a biologist and my specialization is plants, but I've studied, it was 5 years just studying genetics and microbiology, and sometimes I get a bit tired of all these people that are just talking about, no, the autochthonous varieties. No, one moment. I mean, this is a clone that has been, nothing is here like this. We buy this in a viverist, like everyone else. So let's find the right. It's not just to find the right variety that grows better. No. Let's find the good plant that it's adapted. Like for me, it's even more important. But of course, we are not losing our minds, and we are trying to do it with Macabeo Xarel·lo Parellada.
Yeah.
But it should be done with everything. And when we finish, we will have to start again, because it's gonna be after 20 years and the things would have changed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is a process that we will have to do and do and do. So well, from here, you can see the Sagrada Familia, everything.
Yeah.
So there is a small mountain. On the right, you can see the Akbar Tower. On the left, on the right, you can see the Sagrada Familia. We are between the towns of Alella and Tiana, and this is the only road that goes from one town to the other that you can walk. The other is highway, and so it's really nice for the people to walk like this all over. And
And how high are we here?
less than 300.
Okay.
260, depends on the one. That we call the, I don't know in English, the view mirador. Yeah, really, there are some days that it's really, not you can see Sara Familia or no? It's like a bunch of things. You see this small mountain? Just on the, it's
the
like,
right?
mira, espera, I'm gonna make this stuff. It's like this, no? The green, like we have our mountain here and then another one. Yeah. So just here is the Sara Familia.
I see.
Okay, you see
Like
a bunch
a
of
clump.
things. Yes.
It's darker.
Yeah, it's darker. And then here is the Akbar Tower in the entrance of Barcelona. And yeah, like the Gherkin. Actually, I was there in the Gherkin doing the Cava de Paraje. I was the first one. We harvest everything by hand with small boxes. And we harvest like, we can harvest, for example, this vineyard of Chardonnay. As it goes for Cava de Paraje, we take a lot of care. We can harvest like 4 different times. Okay? So we spend a lot of time on the vineyard. We make a huge selection of the grapes on the vineyard. And then on the sorting table, all the grapes that enter in Alta Allela have to go through the sorting table. We have a harvest of 2 months because we produce Cava, white wine, rosé, red and sweet wines. So we are harvesting in August and we are harvesting in October and in September too. Okay? So it's a long harvest. We have 3 presses that are pneumatic presses, so you don't want to break the skins or anything. And then we have many different kinds of tanks because we have small crops, small, I don't know how to say, parcels, exactly, small parcels, and everything ripens in a different time. So what we try to do is to vinificate as much as separate as possible. And we can have maybe more than 50 wines during the harvest, but we will do the blends at the very end. Okay, so this let us more possibilities of change or well, it's much better not to join everything at the beginning. Yeah. So just a quick view. This is the first winery, and yeah, different types of presses, nothing really special. Well, we try to work with gravity as much as possible. That's why we have these 2 small, I don't know how to say, these things that are under the department. So for doing the pump over, we try to avoid using the pump as much as possible. And what we do is we fill the boxes, I don't know the name in English. And then, what?
Hoppers, I think they're called.
What?
Hoppers. Yeah.
And then with the forklift, we do the pump over stuff like this.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we have these amphoras that are used for white wine without sulfites, that are made with our own soil and clay. And there's nothing very interesting here. I'm gonna show you. The eggs. Oh, the eggs. Lots of eggs. Oh, good thing that we've made. And we use them for white wines without sulfites. And because we used to have this white wine with the amphoras producing 3,000 bottles, but every year, Sasha is in love of this wine.
Okay.
He has this one, and we had a big problem of stock. In 2 months it was sold, no? So last year we said, what we can do, because we can't have like 100 amphoras. They are really difficult to move, and the guy that is building them, he didn't have time, so we said, why don't we buy some eggs? I used to work with eggs when I was in California, and it was really good with a Sauvignon Blanc, really good. And we decided to do it. The result, we couldn't be more happy of what it has brought, because, well, maybe you have tried more wines than me that come from eggs, but it's like using a super old barrel with batonnage, and it's really, really interesting, really interesting. And it maintains like all the terroir, and it doesn't give you things, extra things. It like highlights the like the characteristics of the variety of everything. It's quite interesting. If you have time, maybe you can try the wine also, not just cavas. So. And then
Just stand in front of one of those.
Yeah.
It's actually, they're just like, so you want to stand there?
Me?
You want to take a picture? Yeah.
which one?
This one.
Green one.
Green one. I like green.
Thank you.
So this is old tanks because, well, we have some things that are reused and reused like 300, and we try to find the good things, but this is not a big winery. We have grown really, really slowly. So these were quite old tanks. They are stained steel,
Yeah.
but outside they have these like, well, they were very ugly, to sum up. And yeah, we have these friends that they sing and they paint and they are really freaky. And my father say, hey, come here and do something. And they start putting some, I would say, you know when you paint at home and you put these sellotape,
Masking tape,
yeah, for not painting.
Yeah.
That it's really easy to remove, no? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they put it all over at the beginning, no paint, like all of this, like they cut it and they put it, like really crazy. And then we bought some organic sprays, and they started to spray. This was in 3 days, eh? 3 days. This is the 4 elements: water, or the sea, no? You have the sun and the water. You have the soil, the saulo, the mountain. You have the trees, no? The vegetation, the vines. You have the wine. No, this is like amphora, no? Roman, no? Yeah. And it's like our 4 elements. It's very okay. You can close the door, please. It's like paradise, like peace.
Peace.
It's
Cool.
peace, peace and freshness.
Yeah.
no?
I would have come and stayed here when you were pregnant. I would have just come and sat here.
I could put my bed forward. So this is you can see here the mother rock, the saulo, the granite, where the saulo is from, and you can see how it's formed. It's really easy. Just you touch a little bit and it's formed. You can see how deep there is a root here. They go down very, very deep.
Does it make any difference to the atmosphere to have the rock here?
Well, we don't have air conditioner right now. We have it's very isolated. And also, like we have air conditioner in summertime if it's necessary, but now the sun that it comes from the winery, not from here. And also this roof, it's the floors, like first year of English. Floor, roof, window. Yes. And so the roof is the floor of where we are, like our offices outside. And here upstairs it's roof, and then it's sand. We have put sand. That's why it's that isolated. It's like a path, like a small road. This, where you can walk. You can't come with the car this way up there. But it's like this. We call it like sandwich. This. It has like a thing inside that is super isolated, and upstairs too. And then some soil. So it's really, really isolated.
Insulated.
Yeah, insulated.
Yeah.
Isolated.
Isolated doesn't mean cut off, but insulated
Ah,
to keep
insulated.
the cool or
Thank
hot
you.
out, the
Thank
temperature.
you. I've been saying 30 years. Isolated. Insulated.
Insulated.
But we can speak
But we know what you
Spanish
mean.
as well as you can
Yeah,
speak
yeah.
English.
No, but it's, thank you. I mean, insulated. I've learned something. Floor and insulated. And well, sorry, this is the Gran Reserva. The Gran Reserva Cava. And I will show you now the Cava de Paraje. And this is the barrels for red wine. And on the very end, that ones are for white wine that we use for fermenting, but they are not. They are empty. This is all full.
How much still wine do you make compared to that?
Os persigo. Hay una botella de agua y es vuestro.
Potser és de l'ojo. Però tancada.
Sí, claro, claro.
No volia fer un serà vostre. Esperaros un minuto. Okay. So this is where everything started. So at the beginning, when we bought the estate, there was just a house and 2-3 abandoned water containers. 2 of them were these 2, and the other one is where we have the visitor center right now. What we did is we built a roof, and my father in 2001 was the first vintage. He made it here. There was nothing else. With a guy that still worked here, and they were doing everything here. And yeah, it's where we have the aging of the 2 cavas de paraje. It's quite nice and romantic at the same time because they are in the same paraje. So it's just when you open the door, the vineyard that you see is where this comes from. So I think it's quite nice to have it here. And here we have. Be careful with this because it's not very good. Here we have we call bibliothèque because in Catalan B means wine. And yeah, this picture, the first the first brochure that we had was really homemade, was made here, and we found it last week. And they used to produce white wine, sweet white wine, with the bottle of similar to the. It's from a wine region.
France? Rhine?
Rhine
Rhine.
Bottle. Yeah, it's like this, no? And
Yeah.
it used to be used in Alella for white wines. So we wanted, as we were producing Cava in Alella, we wanted to make something like this. And then we wanted to show that there was an evolution on the Cava sector, because we were a modern winery that we were not selling Cavas of 12 or 13 vintages before. We are selling, for example, the Cava Paraje you will try 2013 and 2014. We are a young and, I don't know, cosmopolitan winery, so we wanted to make a difference. And for us, making this bottle, I think it's quite, it's differential, no?
Yeah.
It's quite unique. And also to show that there is a traceability, no, and the bottles are from Alta Allela.